in Baltimore. However, we do want to switch gears, and we're going to take you now to Dallas, where we have this update coming to you from our sister station there about this teenager who has now been indicted for murder from a murder in the spring. We're being joined by Fox 4's Lynnanne Nguyen with the latest on this story. Lynnanne, thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So this 17-year-old has now been indicted. Did prosecutors wait till he became 17 because he was a minor at the time of the crime?
He actually turned 17 just weeks after the crime, and we're not sure why they waited, but we do know that because of the pandemic, everything's been moved online, a lot of hearings and things like that, and so a lot of things have been delayed. I don't know if that also contributed to it, but we don't know exactly why. I do know that he turned 17 just weeks after the crime was committed.
I see. And can you kind of go into the nature of the crime itself? You know, what transpired, and is the family of the victim speaking out at all now that the indictment has been brought down?
You know, this crime happened on Memorial Day this year. We did make some efforts to try and reach out to the family. We haven't been able to get in contact. They, of course, asked for privacy the weekend that this happened, but we were able to talk to a couple family friends who just said, you know, she was such a light in their lives. I actually talked to some family friends today, just kind of reacting to the indictment, and they said, you know, they're just happy that this case is moving forward.
And Lynnanne, just to kind of go into the you know, who the victim was, I believe this was a well-known marketing executive from North Dallas. Can you kind of give us some more information on, you know, who this was and, you know, exactly what transpired? We understand that this was a carjacking attempt, and then a murder was committed afterwards. Is that right?
Yeah, Leslie Baker, she was 59 years old at the time of this crime. She was an executive at one of our local hospitals. She worked, I believe, in marketing for about 20 years over at Texas Health Resources locally here. She was married. She had 2 adult children about college age, I believe. And this is a very nice neighborhood in North Dallas. I know that a lot of people always say, you know, nothing ever happens here. But when we talk to neighbors there at the time of the crime, they say, really, nothing like this has ever happened in this neighborhood. As far as motivations for the crime, we really don't know what led up to the crime. We do know that it was kind of some sort of carjacking spree. This trio has allegedly done this before. They did this the next day in Richardson. They stole a Mercedes and led police on a chase. So this is not the first time they had committed a carjacking like this.
And Lynnanne, so that's how the suspect was apprehended. Police arrested him after a police chase. Is that how it went down?
Yeah, that next day when they stole that Mercedes in Richardson, it's a town nearby Dallas, they led police on a chase, and some of them were apprehended after that chase. One of them also turned themselves in afterwards. 3 total were involved in this murder, according to police. And then when police questioned one of the suspects, he kind of gave them a rundown of exactly what happened.
But the main suspect, the 17-year-old Anthony Lewis, can you kind of go into his charges? He has, I believe, the most charges pending against him right now. He's kind of, if you will, the ringleader in all of this. What are the charges he's facing?
So right now he's facing capital murder, at least 2 charges of aggravated robbery, as well as evading arrest, I would assume, for when they ran in that police chase while they were running from police in that black Mercedes in Richardson. So those are the charges he's facing right now. I actually spoke to a criminal defense attorney today about this case. And even though Lewis is being charged as an adult, in Texas he is not eligible for the death penalty because you have to be at least 18 years old at the time of the crime.
All right, and just lastly for you, Lynnanne, what should we be looking out for that's going to be happening next? Has a jury been convened, jury selection at all? Do you know when he will stand trial, essentially?
You know, we know these things can take a year or even more at times. And then with the pandemic and everything kind of screeching to a halt, we haven't had a whole lot of progress with a lot of the court proceedings in Dallas County. So I'm not sure when his next court date is, but a jury has not been convened or anything like that.
All right, Fox 4's Lynnanne Nguyen for us with that update on this quite tragic story in North Dallas. Thanks so much, Lynnanne. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that was our last live report for this hour. We're about 20 minutes till 5 p.m. here on this Friday afternoon in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to take a quick commercial break, so we'll see you back here in 2 minutes on News Now from Fox.